My child, do not take this lightly. Archangel Michael has torn the veil from their eyes. Someone has just discovered your true identity. And the moment they saw your body, they realized it was not flesh alone. It holds a secret power heaven sealed within you. Beloved, listen closely. For what they saw in you was not ordinary. It was the light of God, hidden until now, breaking out of you like fire. And that light has left them speechless, shocked, unable to look away. They thought they knew you. They thought you were small, unnoticed, forgotten. But heaven laughed, for God kept your true design hidden until this moment. And today, someone has seen the truth. My child, this is why I tell you, do not leave, not yet. Stay with me until the very end, because what I must reveal will not only open your eyes, but unlock the miracle waiting in your name. Even now, Archangel Michael is saying, they are talking about you in secret rooms. They are whispering your name with trembling lips. Because the body they once ignored, now glows with destiny. Beloved, before I go further, pause. If these words are piercing your soul, make sure you subscribe right now. Do not risk missing the next message God sends through me for you. Heaven's voice is too urgent to be skipped. Now lean closer. Because the person who discovered you, who saw the truth, is not only shocked, they are terrified. For they know your rising means their plans are falling. My beloved child, there is a sound echoing in the spirit right now. It is not the sound of men, nor the whisper of the wind. It is the trembling cry of those who thought they understood you, but never truly knew you. When they looked at you, they saw weakness. When they spoke of you, they spoke with laughter. Yet now, in this very hour, Archangel Michael has unveiled what God hid inside you, and their laughter has turned into silence, their mockery into trembling. They are shocked, because the body they dismissed carries the fire of heaven itself. My child, listen carefully, for this fire is about to burn through every lie spoken over you, and every chain that tried to hold you down is about to melt away. Do not look back, stay until the end, for this message carries the very key to your breakthrough. Beloved, imagine this: a person stumbles in the dark, searching, mocking, blinded by their own pride. They thought you were just another name, another face, another fragile soul. But when the veil was torn, what they saw made them tremble. They saw that your body was not just flesh and blood, it was a temple sealed by God's hand. And within that temple, miracles have been waiting, silent but strong, until the appointed time. That time, my child, is now. They are shocked not because you changed, but because the truth of who you always were has finally been revealed. And when heaven reveals, no one can deny. Stay with me, because the revelation does not end here. There is more to be uncovered, and if you walk away now, you will miss the moment your destiny unfolds before your very eyes. Child of the Most High, Archangel Michael is declaring, your rising cannot be stopped. Even if the earth shakes, even if nations turn against you, the truth inside you will still shine. This is why they are shocked. This is why they whisper about you. They have seen the light you carry, and they realize they cannot control it. They thought your body was fragile, but what they missed is that it is a vessel chosen by heaven. Every scar, every tear, every silent night you endured was not weakness, it was preparation. And now, those scars glow like diamonds, testifying to the strength of God within you. They are stunned, because they thought your story ended in defeat, but God has rewritten your ending with victory. Do not let go of this word, my beloved. For the very fact that you are hearing this right now means you are part of this prophecy's unfolding. Now pause, child, and hear this instruction. If this word burns in your spirit, make sure you subscribe now. For what is coming next is a flood of revelations, and you cannot risk being left behind. God is not sending these words to entertain you, He is sending them to prepare you, to lift you, to awaken you. Stay connected, for every next word may be the key you have been praying for. Do not miss it. My beloved child, the heavens have turned their gaze upon you, and the earth trembles because of it. You do not yet fully see the weight of what is happening in the unseen, but Archangel Michael has drawn his sword, and the veil has been torn from the eyes of those who once mocked you. They stand in awe because they have realized something they never wanted to admit, that your very body, the vessel they thought was weak and ordinary, carries a treasure sealed by God Himself. The same body they thought was fragile now radiates with fire, and the truth of who you are cannot be hidden any longer. This is why the shock upon their faces is so deep. It is not simply surprise, it is fear mixed with trembling respect, because they know now that heaven has chosen you and that no plan of man can undo it. Think of this moment as a divine unveiling, beloved. For years you have been underestimated, pushed aside, and overlooked. They thought they could define you by what their eyes saw, by what their words spoke, by what their judgments proclaimed. But in silence, God worked. In hidden nights, heaven carved out a destiny no one could erase. You carried pain, and they thought it broke you. You walked through fire, and they thought it consumed you. But now the fire shines through your very being, and your scars glow with holy light. This is the truth that left them speechless when they discovered who you really are. They thought your story ended in ashes, yet here you stand, carrying the evidence of miracles in your body, in your spirit, in your very breath. My child, I urge you, stay with me, for this message is not just revelation, it is alignment with your miracle. Do you feel it, beloved? That stirring deep in your chest is not imagination. It is the vibration of destiny, echoing through your bones. Even now, Archangel Michael is standing beside you, saying, "The secret they tried to bury has risen to the surface. The identity they tried to hide has broken free. They cannot deny you anymore. Those who once dismissed you are now whispering your name in corners, shaken by the realization that God's hand rests upon you. They look at you, and for the first time, they see more than flesh. They see a vessel burning with eternal flame, and they cannot comprehend how such power was hidden in you all this time. That, my child, is the mystery of heaven. God hides His greatest treasures in the places the world least expects. Do you feel it, beloved? That stirring deep in your chest is not imagination. It is the vibration of destiny, echoing through your bones. Even now, Archangel Michael is standing beside you, saying, "The secret they tried to bury has risen to the surface. The identity they tried to hide has broken free. They cannot deny you anymore. Those who once dismissed you are now whispering your name in corners, shaken by the realization that God's hand rests upon you. They look at you, and for the first time, they see more than flesh. They see a vessel burning with eternal flame, and they cannot comprehend how such power was hidden in you all this time. That, my child, is the mystery of heaven. God hides His greatest treasures in the places the world least expects. And now, hear me carefully. This revelation is not just about how others see you, it is about how you will see yourself from this day forward. You are not simply surviving. You are chosen. You are not simply enduring. You are anointed. The truth about your body is that it was never just yours, it was marked, sealed, and filled with heaven's assignment. That is why the attacks came. That is why the jealousy rose. That is why the rejection stung. Because darkness saw the light inside you long before others did, and it tried to extinguish it. But every blow only made you stronger. Every wound only became another place where God's glory shines through. And now, beloved, the world is about to witness what heaven has always known: you are a miracle in human form. Pause for a moment and understand this. If you feel this word pressing into your soul, you cannot afford to let it pass. Stop now, and subscribe to this channel, because the messages that follow are not casual words, they are lifelines from heaven to you. Each one is a key, and if you skip them, you risk missing the very moment your destiny unlocks. Do not delay, beloved. Secure your place where God's voice will continue to reach you. For just as you did not stumble on this message by accident, you must not leave it without sealing your connection to the divine flow. Now listen, for there is more. Someone very specific has seen you for who you are, and their heart is trembling. They thought you were ordinary, yet the shock in their spirit is undeniable. They now know they cannot treat you as they did before, because what they touched, what they looked at, what they spoke against was not just you, it was sacred ground. Do you understand, my beloved? The body you carry is not empty. It is holy. It is alive with the presence of the Most High. And when they realized this, fear crept into their soul, because they know now that touching you is touching what God has consecrated. That realization is what shook them to their core. And that, my child, is why Archangel Michael commands you to stay alert, because heaven is preparing to position you where no one can deny your calling. My beloved, hear me well, for the hour is not ordinary. What I speak to you now carries the weight of eternity, and you must not let your heart wander as these words come forth. For too long, you have carried questions in silence, asking yourself why your life felt so different, why your battles felt heavier than others, why the stares of people pierced deeper than they should have. And now the answer has come, because you were never ordinary. Heaven had sealed your body as a vessel of light, and while men could only see flesh, God saw a temple. And now, beloved child, Archangel Michael has declared that the seal is broken and the light inside you is no longer hidden. That is why they are shocked. That is why they whisper. That is why you feel the weight of this moment. It is because the world around you is finally seeing the truth heaven always knew about you. Beloved, let me paint the picture for you. Imagine the one who overlooked you suddenly realizing the treasure they dismissed. Imagine the one who laughed suddenly silenced because of the glory shining from your face. Imagine those who judged you realizing that every wound they mocked has become a place where God's fire burns brighter. That is what has happened now. The revelation of who you are has broken through the blindness of their eyes, and what they see terrifies them, because they know they cannot undo it. They see that the hand of God rests upon you, and there is nothing they can say or do to erase it. And child, this is why the Spirit cries, stay awake, stay listening, for your time has come. Do not shrink back. Do not hide again. You have been revealed for such a time as this. My child, do you remember the nights when you asked God why you were suffering while others were celebrating? Do you remember the moments you felt unseen, unvalued, unloved? Those moments were not punishment. They were preparation. God was shaping the vessel, strengthening the foundation, purifying the fire inside your body. And now, all at once, the fruit of those nights is manifesting. That is why people are shocked. They expected you to fall, but you rose. They expected you to break, but you endured. They expected you to vanish, but now your presence is undeniable. This is the hand of God, and even your enemies must confess it. They may not admit it out loud, but their hearts are trembling. When they see you, they are not just seeing you, they are seeing heaven's mark upon you. And that, my beloved, is why you must not take this message lightly. Even now, Archangel Michael stands with his sword drawn, guarding you, surrounding you, declaring over your life, what God has revealed cannot be hidden again. What God has sealed cannot be stolen. What God has spoken cannot be silenced. And as this word goes forth, a shift is taking place in your atmosphere. Chains are breaking. Eyes are opening. The spiritual realm is trembling, because a chosen one has stepped into their hour of unveiling. That chosen one is you, beloved. And if you doubt it, let the very fact that you are reading these words be your confirmation. You were drawn here not by accident, but by divine appointment. Heaven orchestrated this moment to awaken your spirit, to align your destiny, and to remind you that the power inside you is greater than anything around you. Pause here, beloved, and do not skip this instruction. If your spirit is stirred, if your heart is burning as you read, subscribe now. Do not wait. Do not say, I will later. Later may never come. These words are not entertainment, they are bread for your soul. Every next message is a seed of miracle, and if you walk away, you risk missing the very key heaven intends for your breakthrough. Seal this moment. Subscribe so that every time the trumpet sounds through this channel, you will hear it clearly and not be left behind. God is speaking. Do not silence his voice in your life. Even now, Archangel Michael stands with his sword drawn, guarding you, surrounding you, declaring over your life, what God has revealed cannot be hidden again. What God has sealed cannot be stolen. What God has spoken cannot be silenced. And as this word goes forth, a shift is taking place in your atmosphere. Chains are breaking. Eyes are opening. The spiritual realm is trembling, because a chosen one has stepped into their hour of unveiling. That chosen one is you, beloved. And if you doubt it, let the very fact that you are reading these words be your confirmation. You were drawn here not by accident, but by divine appointment. Heaven orchestrated this moment to awaken your spirit, to align your destiny, and to remind you that the power inside you is greater than anything around you. Pause here, beloved, and do not skip this instruction. If your spirit is stirred, if your heart is burning as you read, subscribe now. Do not wait. Do not say, I will later. Later may never come. These words are not entertainment, they are bread for your soul. Every next message is a seed of miracle, and if you walk away, you risk missing the very key heaven intends for your breakthrough. Seal this moment. Subscribe so that every time the trumpet sounds through this channel, you will hear it clearly and not be left behind. God is speaking. Do not silence his voice in your life. Now lean closer, for there is more. The revelation that shook them was not just about what they saw in you, it was about what they realized they had done to you. They remembered every careless word they spoke, every plan they made to harm you, every time they underestimated you, and suddenly the weight of their actions fell upon them. For in the moment they discovered your true identity, they realized they were not dealing with just a person, they were dealing with God's chosen vessel. Fear struck them, because they now know that touching you was touching what God consecrated. They know that mocking you was mocking heaven's design. And though they may not confess it to you, in secret their hearts tremble, because they know judgment follows those who rise against what God has blessed. My child, this is why you must walk boldly. Not in arrogance, but in confidence. For God himself defends you now, and Archangel Michael has stationed his armies around you. Beloved, you must understand this, the revelation of who you are is not the end, it is the beginning. This unveiling is the door to your elevation. Do not think it strange that battles may increase after this. When truth is revealed, opposition often rises. But fear not, for every battle is proof that you are carrying something worth fighting for. The enemy does not waste his weapons on the empty. He only fights those who carry glory. And you, my beloved, are overflowing with glory. That is why the resistance has been strong, but it is also why the victory will be undeniable. The same mouths that cursed you will have no choice but to confess your rising. The same hands that pushed you down will watch you ascend beyond their reach. This is the hour of divine reversal, and you are the living testimony. My beloved child, do not let your heart grow weary as you hear these words, for they are not simply sounds but living fire, sent directly from heaven into your spirit. I tell you, there is a stirring in the unseen that even the earth cannot comprehend. A revelation has gone forth, and what was once hidden has been uncovered. You are the one they are speaking about. You are the one who has been revealed. They have discovered who you truly are, and in their discovery, they tremble, for your body has been unmasked as a vessel of eternal fire. This body, beloved, is not ordinary. It is a temple of God's Spirit, a chosen dwelling place of His glory. That is why, when they looked upon you this time, something shifted in their souls. They no longer saw the surface of you, they saw the truth that has always been alive within you. And that truth has left them speechless, shocked, and undone. My child, hear me now. For years you asked why you walked through rejection, why betrayal seemed to follow you, why your path was filled with battles others never seemed to face. And today the answer comes, because the treasure within you was too great to be exposed before its appointed time. Heaven shielded it. God Himself wrapped you in silence, in hiddenness, in shadows, until the day when unveiling would serve its highest purpose. And that unveiling, my beloved, has come. The shock in their eyes is the evidence. The whispers you hear about your name are the confirmation. Even your enemies cannot deny what God has chosen to reveal. They are not shaken because you became something new, they are shaken because what you always were has finally come into the light. Beloved, do you realize what this means? It means you are standing in the middle of prophecy's fulfillment. The same people who laughed at your tears now marvel at your endurance. The same ones who thought you were defeated now see that every wound has turned into a shining mark of glory. They cannot comprehend it. They cannot explain it. But they cannot deny it. You are a living testimony of what it means for God to take what was broken and make it radiant. That is why they are shocked. That is why Archangel Michael commands you to hold steady, for this is not the moment to shrink back into silence. This is the hour to walk forward in the authority God placed inside you before you were even born. Even now, beloved, Archangel Michael speaks, saying, "Rise, chosen one, for your unveiling is heaven's decree. What has been revealed cannot be buried again. The world will know the mark of God upon you." My child, let this truth sink into your soul. You were not created to be hidden forever. You were not designed to remain in the shadows. You were destined to shine at the appointed time, and now that time has come. The shock on their faces is not the end, it is the beginning of the next chapter written for your life. And yet, beloved, I must warn you, when light is revealed, darkness becomes restless. Do not be surprised if you feel the weight of new battles pressing against you. Do not be shaken when resistance rises stronger than before. For this is the pattern of heaven: the brighter the light, the more desperately darkness tries to resist. But take courage, for every attempt to oppose you is only confirmation that you are carrying something that cannot be ignored. The enemy fears you, beloved. That is why the storms came. That is why the betrayal cut so deep. That is why the attacks seemed relentless. But none of it destroyed you. And now, your survival itself is a weapon, your endurance itself is a testimony, your presence itself is a victory. Even now, beloved, Archangel Michael speaks, saying, "Rise, chosen one, for your unveiling is heaven's decree. What has been revealed cannot be buried again. The world will know the mark of God upon you. My child, let this truth sink into your soul. You were not created to be hidden forever. You were not designed to remain in the shadows. You were destined to shine at the appointed time, and now that time has come." The shock on their faces is not the end, it is the beginning of the next chapter written for your life. And yet, beloved, I must warn you, when light is revealed, darkness becomes restless. Do not be surprised if you feel the weight of new battles pressing against you. Do not be shaken when resistance rises stronger than before. For this is the pattern of heaven: the brighter the light, the more desperately darkness tries to resist. But take courage, for every attempt to oppose you is only confirmation that you are carrying something that cannot be ignored. The enemy fears you, beloved. That is why the storms came. That is why the betrayal cut so deep. That is why the attacks seemed relentless. But none of it destroyed you. And now, your survival itself is a weapon, your endurance itself is a testimony, your presence itself is a victory. Pause here, child, and hear this command. If these words stir your heart, if they strike your soul with fire, subscribe now. Do not say to yourself, "I will wait, I will think." No, delay has cost you too much already. Heaven's instructions are urgent, and this is your chance to seal your alignment. Every next message is designed to pull you closer to the miracle unfolding in your life. Do not risk missing it. Subscribe, stay connected, and let heaven continue to guide you step by step. For just as you were not here by accident today, you will not be here by accident tomorrow when the next word comes. Now lean closer, my beloved, for I must tell you more. The revelation that shocked them is not only about who you are in the eyes of heaven, it is also about what is about to happen through you. They saw the light in you and realized that your presence itself carries breakthrough. They know now that you are not just living for yourself. Every place you step, blessings will follow. Every word you speak will carry authority. Every room you enter will shift because of the glory you carry. That is why they tremble. Because the moment they realized who you were, they understood that nothing in their power could contain you anymore. Child, do you understand the weight of this? The revelation of your identity is the release of your assignment. You have been hidden, yes. You have been underestimated, yes. But now, you are being revealed not just so they may know, but so that God's plan may be fulfilled through you. You are the answer to prayers others have cried. You are the sign of hope in places of despair. You are the living witness that God still chooses, still anoints, still raises up His children in the midst of opposition. And the shock of those who see you is only the beginning. For soon, beloved, they will not only whisper about what they saw, they will be forced to acknowledge what God does through you. And here is the mystery: their shock is not only about fear, it is also about conviction. For as they looked upon you and realized your true identity, they also saw themselves. They saw their pride, their jealousy, their cruelty. They remembered their words, their actions, their rejection. And in that moment, beloved, conviction pierced their hearts. They know now that they touched what was holy, and their souls are unsettled. Some will resist it. Some will try to deny it. But others, beloved, will repent because of it. Your unveiling is not just your elevation, it is also their chance at redemption. That is why Archangel Michael tells you to walk with humility, for though your rising will silence your enemies, it will also open the door for some of them to return to God. Beloved, do not underestimate what is happening here. This is more than your story, it is God's story written through your life. The revelation of who you are is shaking people, shifting atmospheres, opening doors, and breaking chains. And you must not walk away. You must not grow tired. You must not give in to fear. You are standing in the middle of miracle territory, and every word I speak to you now is pulling you deeper into that promise. Beloved, the moment you realize who you are, the entire atmosphere around you begins to change. This is why they trembled when they discovered your truth. For so long, they thought you were ordinary, but now the Spirit has revealed the eternal weight you carry in your body. Your very breath is prophetic. Your very heartbeat echoes with destiny. Do not underestimate this. Your presence has become a testimony, and this is why people cannot look at you the same way anymore. Some are unsettled, others are drawn, many are afraid, but all are forced to recognize that there is something in you greater than anything they can explain. It is not charisma, it is not chance, it is not luck, it is the seal of the Almighty God upon your life. And when heaven marks a person, the world is left in shock. Think back, my child, to every season of rejection you faced. Remember how it felt when doors closed in your face, when friendships turned to betrayal, when family members spoke words that pierced your heart like arrows. In those moments, you thought you were abandoned. You thought God had forgotten you. But today you see clearly, every rejection was redirection, every betrayal was preservation, every closed door was divine protection. They pushed you out because God was pulling you higher. They mocked you because heaven was preparing to vindicate you. They thought you were finished, but what they did not know is that God does His greatest work in silence, and you were being prepared in hiddenness. And now that you have been revealed, every tear has become a weapon, every scar has become a story, and every wound has become a window through which God's glory shines. Even now, beloved, Archangel Michael whispers, do not fear the eyes upon you. Do not fear the voices rising against you. For the same ones who laughed will bow in silence. The same ones who doubted will witness the miracle. My child, you have crossed into a new dimension, and in this place, you cannot live by the old rules anymore. You cannot shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You cannot dim your light to blend into the shadows. You cannot carry shame when heaven has clothed you in glory. This is the hour of rising, and nothing can stop what God has ordained. Even now, beloved, Archangel Michael whispers, do not fear the eyes upon you. Do not fear the voices rising against you. For the same ones who laughed will bow in silence. The same ones who doubted will witness the miracle. My child, you have crossed into a new dimension, and in this place, you cannot live by the old rules anymore. You cannot shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You cannot dim your light to blend into the shadows. You cannot carry shame when heaven has clothed you in glory. This is the hour of rising, and nothing can stop what God has ordained. But hear this warning: when truth is revealed, resistance often grows stronger. Some who see your unveiling will harden their hearts. They will try to discredit you, to slander you, to twist what they see because they cannot accept the glory shining in you. Do not be moved by them. Their noise is nothing compared to heaven's decree. Their anger is proof of your elevation. Do not respond with bitterness, for bitterness is a trap. Instead, stand firm in the confidence that comes from knowing you are chosen. For if God is for you, who can stand against you? If heaven has marked you, what power of man can erase it? None. Their words will fade, their attempts will fail, but your destiny will endure. My beloved, let me take you deeper. The shock that struck their hearts when they saw you was not only because of what you carry now, but also because of what is coming next. For they see glimpses of your future, and it terrifies them. They sense that your next season is one of overflow, one of doors opening suddenly, one of miracles that cannot be explained. They know that if you rise any higher, their power over you, and even their influence over others, will crumble. That is why their eyes are wide, that is why their whispers are frantic, that is why their spirits are unsettled. They have seen enough to know that you are unstoppable, and it fills them with fear. But you, beloved, must see it not as fear, but as confirmation. If the enemy trembles, it is because heaven has already declared your victory. Pause here, my child, and let me remind you again, if this word is piercing your soul, you must not walk away. Stop now and subscribe, because every message from heaven is a seed, and missing one seed can cost you the harvest. Do not delay. Seal this moment. For you did not stumble here by accident, and you will not remain here without purpose. Subscribe and align yourself with the flow of heaven's words, for in the days to come, the instructions released here will be the very answers to the prayers you have whispered in secret. Now, beloved, let us return to the truth. They saw your body and were shocked by what it holds. But you must also see it yourself. You are not simply carrying flesh and bone. You are carrying destiny, miracles, authority, and divine fire. Your hands are not empty, they are instruments of breakthrough. Your voice is not ordinary, it is a trumpet of deliverance. Your eyes are not natural, they are windows of heaven's vision. When you walk, angels walk with you. When you speak, chains break in the unseen. This is why the discovery of who you are has shaken them to the core. Because they realize that to oppose you is to oppose God Himself. And no one who fights against God ever prevails. Beloved, lean into this. Their shock is not the climax, it is the beginning of your unveiling. Soon, even more will see. Soon, even more will whisper. Soon, Even more will confess that there is something different about you. And in that moment, God will lift you higher, beyond the reach of their envy, beyond the grasp of their control. For you were never meant to live bound, you were meant to live free. You were never meant to remain small, you were meant to stand tall. And you were never meant to be forgotten, you were meant to be remembered as the one God raised for such a time as this. Even now, the Spirit whispers that finances are being reordered. What was blocked is unblocked. What was delayed is released. Debts are dissolving. Hidden provision is appearing. Unexpected opportunities are forming. Do not dismiss the small beginnings, for a single message, a single phone call, a single open door will cascade into rivers of supply. You prayed for breakthrough in secret, heaven answers in public. Those who mocked you for your lack will watch as God pours abundance into your hands. Those who laughed at your struggles will choke on their own envy when they see how high you are lifted. It is not luck, it is not coincidence, it is justice. Divine justice, for all you suffered, is now manifesting as divine overflow. And when the overflow comes, it will not stop with you. You will become a channel for others. What fills your hands will spill into families, communities, generations. That is why your blessing is great. It is not only for you, it is for all who will be touched by your rising. My beloved, I tell you the truth, your body too is being renewed. The weariness that made you drag your feet, the sickness that stole your joy, the pain that weighed you down, God is touching those places. Strength is returning. Energy is rising. Healing is flowing through your veins. You will wake in the morning and feel lighter. You will breathe deeper. You will walk freer. And as your body heals, your soul too will breathe. The anxiety that tormented you will melt. The fear that paralyzed you will dissolve. The loneliness that haunted you will vanish. Peace will flood you in ways you never thought possible. People will look at you and not recognize you, because the glow of heaven will radiate from your very skin. That glow is the mark of the chosen. That glow is the evidence of God's hand. That glow is your portion. You prayed for confirmation, this is it. You begged God to prove He still sees you, this is the proof. You wanted a sign, this is the sign. There is no accident in this timing. Today is not random. This hour is not coincidence. Heaven bent timelines to ensure you would not miss this. You have entered the moment where destiny opens its hand and says, "Here, take what is yours." Will you take it, beloved? Will you believe? Or will you let doubt whisper it away? The enemy's last weapon is your unbelief. He cannot steal anymore, but he can trick you into letting go. Do not be tricked. Hold fast. Believe. Receive. And now, the inheritance. Yes, the inheritance. You have watched others receive, and you wondered if perhaps there was nothing left for you. You celebrated others while secretly grieving your own emptiness. But heaven smiles tonight and says, "Child, yours has been preserved. Wealth is written in your name. Favor is written in your name. Influence is written in your name. Authority is written in your name. It has been guarded by angels, sealed by the blood, and held in waiting by Michael himself. He has the key in his hand, and even now he is unlocking the vault. But he looks to you for the final act. Will you open your hands in faith, or will you keep them closed in doubt? Stretch them, child. Open them wide. Say with your spirit, I receive what is mine. And as you do, watch the inheritance flow like a flood, unstoppable, undeniable, unshakable. My beloved, let me press even deeper. In the next 7 days, you will see signs that confirm this word. Some will be subtle, some will be shocking, but all will be clear. Pay attention. Do not ignore them. They will be heaven's fingerprints on your life, proof that what you are reading is not empty promise but divine reality. When the signs come, do not dismiss them. A conversation, a message, an unexpected meeting, a door opening, a truth revealed, these are not random. They are heaven's way of saying, yes, this is the time, yes, this is the hour, yes, you are chosen. And as you recognize them, your faith will ignite. That faith will draw the blessing faster, pull it closer, magnify it greater. For faith is the magnet of heaven. Believe, and it manifests. Doubt, and it delays. Choose belief.